Hello everyone, welcome back to JavaScript DOM masterclass. So in the last video, we learned how to create and remove element dynamically, and that was fun, right? So now it's time to make our web page interactive. We will learn how to handle user event like click, typing, and form submission. And we will explore one of the trickiest but coolest part of JavaScript, that is called event bubbling and capturing. So let's start. So as we know, like this is our HTML and this is our the script that we have done in the previous video, right? So let's dive into that. So the first thing we'll start with the event, right? So the question is, what exactly is an event? So an event is anything that happen on your web page, like from clicking a button to doing hover or pressing any key, or even when the page loads. That is all comes under the event, right? That is called the event. So for example, if you click a button, that's a click event. You typing in a input, you're typing a input, that is an input event. You are hovering on a something and you got some information, that is mouse over, right? You are filling a form and submitting it, that is a submit event, right? So event let your website respond to user action. Now the next thing what you are going to do, we are going to add event listener. So let's start with the most common method, that is say that's a event method. So we have a button that we have created here, click more, and we are going to access that, right? And then we will add event listener. So what we will do is say constant, yeah, const. So okay, we are not accessing anywhere. So we'll say button equals to document dot get element by id. So we have written id, we have written class. So we can access by class, or we can make it id here. Yeah, one will be id and one will be class. So we'll say, and we'll say btn, right? And then we are going to say button dot add event listener. And what we're going to say, we're going to say click, right? So we're going to click and we'll call the function. And the function, what it will does, so there is, we are going to, here what we are going to do, we are going to use alert, right? So alert, what it does basically, so whenever you click a button, it will create a pop-up and say button clicked, right? So we'll say alert, we'll say button clicked, right? Don't forget to add the semicolon. So yeah, you can see that, right? Now the main thing you have to remember, that add event listener takes two argument. The first one is the event that type is click, and the callable function to run what when it happens. So this function, and we're going to call it, that's a alert, that is button clicks, right? And you can also use the arrow function. So as most of the time we are going to use the ES6, so let's write the arrow function. This is the same thing that we have written function, right? Now let's switch to the browser and see something happen or not. So we'll have to click this. Let's refresh this and we'll see click more. Yeah, we got the button clicked, right? This is what we have done here, right? Now the question is, you can attach multiple listener at the same element, unlike using inline HTML element, right? There are some common event that I am giving you to do, or do some practice. So the first one is click, that we have done that when element is clicked, right? DBL click is basically, that is double click. So if you click on the double on any button, it said the button is basically double click, right? Mouse over is useful when you want to see, give some information that what this does. Like suppose you have created a something button or text, someone take the mouse over there, and you have just pop up a message that this is for this button is for this, right? It's the same thing. The next event, that is key down and key up, when key is pressed or when key is released. Input is basically when a text field or value change. Submit is basically when form is submitted. So I'll say you guys just try to play around this so that you guys will understand what I am saying to you, right? And the next thing we are going to access, that is event bubbling and capturing, right? So the question is, what is event bubbling and capturing? So let's talk about event flow. So the first thing is, when an event happen, like clicking a button inside a div, it travel into phases. First is capturing phase, right? From the document down to the target, and the bubbling phase from the target back up to the documents, right? So let's see an example. So what we're going to do, we are going to create a div, that's a class, and we'll say outer, right? And we are going to create a div class inner, right? And we'll close this, and we'll create a button here. So we'll say button, let's say click me, right? We are so what we are doing here, we are doing event bubbling and capturing. So capturing is basically from the document down to the target. Bubbling phase is from the target back up to the documents, right? So let's switch to the JavaScript part. And what we're going to do, we'll say constant outer equals to document dot query selector, and we're going to say dot outer, right? Outer. And the next, we are going to access the inner. So we'll say const. Let me just copy paste it so that it will, and we'll do it faster. This is going to be inner. So we'll say inner, and then we'll say button. So button. This is the button, right? Now, what we are going to do, we are going to say outer. Excuse me. So what we're going to do, we are going to say outer dot add event listener, and we are going to say click, right? And then the function, and we'll say console dot log, and we'll say outer div clicked, right? We're going to just copy this, and this will be the inner, right? And this will be button. So there is a typing. Okay. So if you click the button, you will see event bubble upward. That's a button inner and outer. So let's see this. So it will say click this. See, we got the button click, then inner, and then outer, right? So this is what happened. And when we click on the, yeah, that's it. So if you basically, what it does, if you click the button, it's a button clicked, and it's a insert inner div click and then outer div click, right? So to listen during the capturing phase, just add a third parameter true. So and it will fire before the inner and button elements, right? And this concept is important for managing event flow and debugging complex UI interaction, right? So the next thing what we are going to do, we are going to learn the preventing default behavior. And why we are going to learn the preventing default behavior? Because Sometimes suppose you are filling a form and you are doing something and you want to stop them, like to redirect to some page, or you just wanted to send the data, right? That's it. So basically some element have built-in behavior like link or form submission. To stop them, we use event.preventDefault, right? And I'll request you to you guys just try it out how it works, and why uh, why it is like that, and write down in a comment why you guys, if you guys are able to do that or not. Then if you guys are not able to do that, then I'll definitely make a video on the with the form that say like why use this event prevent default, right? And this is super useful for form validation and handling navigation in a single page apps. So whenever you like, so where are you going to use? Suppose you are building a website and you need a form that say like you are the user has filled a form, and user want to submit it. So rather than redirecting to another page, you just send the data and stay on the same page. And over there, you display a message that your form has been successfully submitted. You can use at many places, right? This is one of the example. And yeah, that's how event work in JavaScript. Now you know how to listen, handle, and control user action like a pro. So in the next video, we'll finish our DOM series with the some advanced trick like event delegation, DOM traversal, and form validation. And that's one going to tie everything together into a mini project. And if this video help you, hit the like button, subscribe, and subscribe for the more JavaScript tutorials, and share with your friend. Don't forget to share with your friend basically. And thank you for the watching. See you into the next one. Thank you.